All right, deal.
Oh,
Leanna, this place is comfy.
Oh yeah, the library is it's my favorite room in the whole house.
I love this place.
Yeah,
I just,
that one's
I
probably
didn't-
the most original. Because in the lobby, all the hardwood floors, the windows, the doors, the fireplaces, they all date back to 1910.
wow. So the molding design in the floor is awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it's very distinct. They don't do it like that anymore. So the gentleman who built the house was an architect. His name was John Kane. He was actually brought here to work on the dome of the State House.
Yeah.
And so he built this house for his family to live in while he was building that and a hotel that's no longer standing. But his like trademark thing that he was known for was diamonds. So you'll see them like in the stair banister right there, in the floors, in the windows. You'll see diamonds all over the lobby.
Fun factoid of the day.
Fun fact. My favorite fun fact about the house is the last person who owned the house before it was turned into a hotel. Well, it was part of the art school first with the university, and then it was nothing. It was just boarded up for a while. And then, IMIC came and bought it. Mr. Pruser came and bought it and turned it into a hotel. But the person who owned the house when it was still a house, she's still alive. Her name is Mrs. Black. That's why we call it the Black House. Her name is Mrs. Black. She just turned 99 in October.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's good.
She's fun. She's a feisty little thing. She probably is maybe 5 feet tall, and she lives in a tri-level house though. She still gets around, and she
That's
drove
awesome.
up until about 3 years ago. So.
She's got some spunk then.
Oh yeah. Well, when she sold the house, when the university acquired the house, she threw a 3-day long party. And the beverage napkins, I have one at my house. It's a beverage like a cocktail napkin. And it says one final fling before they pave the damn thing. Because the university was threatening to tear down the house and put what's now the Senate Street garage. They were going to build that on this land. And she said, no, you're not. And had it historically registered so they couldn't tear it down.
That's
smart
awesome.
cookie.
She's spunky.
All right, it's 9 o'clock. Hold on, we got a couple people logging in right quick, and so we'll start.
Hey, Carl, I like your new digs.
Hey, I do too. This is comfy. All right, let's do this. Welcome. We got royalty in the house. Louis Jones is with us. Holy cow. Good morning. Thanks for joining. All right. Again, we're on location today. We're in the wonderful Graduate Hotel right downtown Columbia. And thanks to Leanna Lee. I'll get Leanna here in a few minutes, but thanks for hosting. We're going to do the go on location about once a month. Nothing too crazy. No more masks or makeup and lights and all. We're just traditional, but I am in the library of the Graduate, and this place is awesome to just hang out in. So thanks for joining today. Lots to go over. So I'm gonna jump into it, and then we'll come to Leanna here in a few. I quoted Yogi Berra last week. I won't do it again, but I will say it is the same ditto. Crazy week. And the market volatility is going on right now. New numbers came out today. Inflation's up 7.5%, the largest increase. It was last month was 7.2%. This month 7.5%, which highest in 40 years, which is crazy. So I was looking at the stock market, and it looked like the Mariana Trench. I mean, it was like going all like this over the last several months. But if you look at the last year, the last 10 years, holy cow, it's just like a straight upward trend. Really fascinating for those number geeks like myself. But what does that mean for us? It really means just more crazy high prices. And I think there's been a number of news articles locally written about the inflation impact we have, and it's going to mean it's going to be more costly to buy goods. That means prices are going to be pushed up. We're going to see what's happening in Ukraine is impacting pricing just because of people are scared. And then the crazy thing, the truck boycott in Canada. How does the fact that that will impact us here in Columbia, goods and services not getting on? They had to shut down an auto plant because of getting supplies in. Back this fall, we talked at one time, there were 100 ships docked off the coast of Long Beach. And we said that supply chain issue will settle the next couple months. Now, and they're up to 180 ships off the coast of Long Beach right now, 180. Crazy thing. Add to that, you've got the Chinese New Year that just has been wrapped up, where everybody in China goes back to their hometowns and they have vacation, not a vacation, but it is a holiday for them. So more interruptions will be coming in. And I think what's going to, the long-term impact of that, we'll see more business in South Carolina. And I think that's good. The Port of Charleston will see an increase. There's a great article in the Business Journal just this week about, I didn't know this, to be honest with you, so I read it. It was interesting. There weren't enough truck chassis in at the port that was part of the bottleneck, not enough chassis to get product through and out the roads. And so they've invested in some chassis, hopefully by the end of this year. And with the dredging that's been going on, the deepest port on the East Coast, adding to the Leatherman terminal, bottom line, busier port means more money into South Carolina, which is always a good thing. No more logistical talks today. But anyway, as a whole, economy's going to be a little more volatile. How about local stuff? Well, or at least in South Carolina, we talked about this the last few weeks. They finally come to a close in the Senate. Medical marijuana bill passes 25-18, maybe it was 15. But anyway, it passed. Going over to the House, huge bill, because it was introduced 7 years ago. It only took 7 years to pass the Senate, but it did. So that'll open the floodgates a little bit, and maybe some activity will happen in the Senate. Again, they're in no rush. And the House is not doing a whole lot either, but they'll get this bill. And I guarantee you they will not take this bill up before March. That's when filing begins, or theoretically when it begins, which leads me to the next thing. We've talked about this, the redistricting stuff. So the House and the Senate adopted congressional maps. We knew it was coming, but yesterday lawsuit was filed by the NAACP filed a lawsuit yesterday in federal court to stop the lines that were drawn to make them go back and redraw them. This may or may not impact the elections this year. So you got to look elsewhere. Alabama, a couple weeks ago, a lawsuit was filed against their congressional lines. Those Supreme Court, court ruled against the legislature, said you got to go redo those lines. The Supreme Court came back this week and says it's too close to elections. There are not enough changes in the maps to warrant a redraw. You've got to work this out, but the elections will continue. We'll have to see what happens here in South Carolina. All that means is we've got a month before it's March 15th when filing begins. You get a court case that's filed on the 10th of February. That's not a whole lot of time. So we'll see if that impacts. It's inside baseball, but it does have an impact on all of us as we look to go through elections this summer and this fall. Summer being the primaries and then the general election. So it shouldn't mess up with the general in November, but it could mess up the primaries. All right. Very interesting bill, and I was thrilled to read this, that the Ways and Means passed unanimously a bill that would give tax credits for any business in South Carolina that hires veterans or former inmates. And so it's a if you do, the way it's written now, and it could change, but you would have to engage them. And this could be in an apprenticeship program, quite frankly, through the technical college system. But if you hire a former vet, a vet or a former inmate, you could get tax credits of about $6,000 over 3 years, which is a good chunk of money. It's all about workforce. We're going to see more creative ways that to find new employees. Again, it would be helpful if we rewrote some of the sentencing laws. That would help. It would add a bunch of folks back into the workforce, but it also, we probably need to look at some immigration reform at the federal level to get us back the workforce that we really need. Anyway, crazy. We've always known the coast of South Carolina is unique. But y'all need to stock up on popcorn, because the first congressional race is going to be a doozy. I hope y'all all saw this week. You got Nancy Mace running Katie Arrington, a former candidate that lost to Joe Cunningham. She's in. Former Governor Ambassador Nikki Haley endorsed Mace this week. Donald Trump yesterday endorsed Arrington. Mace then went to New York and filmed a little infomercial in front of Trump Towers yesterday. It is going to be, we're never dull in South Carolina politics. This one may take the cake, though. I will promise you that. All right, local stuff. It's been interesting. Since November, I felt this different energy around town. A lot of it is about the mayoral change as well as city council change in Columbia. But we have seen a bunch of announcements, which are great. Some could just been lucky, but I think there is a lot of investment looking at pin-up demand that's playing out now. For instance, Scannell Properties in Indiana is building a distribution facility by the airport, 247,000 square feet of distribution space that will be available. That's big. And you've seen this if you drive anywhere in the Southeast, or actually the Mid-Atlantic, and you drive through Pennsylvania, you see all these spec distribution facilities. Spartanburg, they've been doing this typically along interstates and near airports. Anyway, we've not seen that here in the Midlands. It's not as prevalent, but 247,000 square feet of space to rent is not bad. So excited about that. Todd Avant, a fixture in Columbia real estate for years, is redoing the bakery. Is it the bakery? The laundry. Sorry, I knew it was one of the rooms at Bull Street. But that's going to be a mixed-use space. Really excited about that, because that's a great historic building that they were able to salvage and reuse. But look for restaurants and retail shops and later on this year, maybe the first of next year. But they signed that deal this week. There's a diabetic drug patch that a company founded in Boston moved their headquarters to Greenville. They just announced this week that they're partnered with Flex. Flex is a manufacturer for hire, if you will, over by the airport. They just announced that they're going to be manufacturing this drug patch, this diabetic drug patch. It's an investment of about 20 million bucks. That's a good lick for us here, and so congrats to them. But more pharma and medical supplies here in town, which is actually very beneficial. All right, closer to home, we got, let me, before I go there, we had a board meeting for the chamber yesterday, and we were very fortunate to have Mayor Rickman come through and talk to us for a little while. Was really interested in his first 30 days in office and what he's been able to do, and some things that I was quite taken with, quite frankly. So the city, what he decided to do was meet with every department, but more importantly, realizing some trends. There's a lot of vacancies in the city of Columbia right now. They had over 205 positions in the water and sewer department. What does that mean? That means it takes a little bit longer to fix potholes and water leaks and everything that we complain about, right? And it just takes forever. But 205 positions open. There are 4,000 outstanding work orders for the city. 4,000 open tickets for work orders. And they don't have the people to do it. And so give props to the mayor. They're thinking outside the box. If they can't find the people to hire, they're going to look to outsource some of that with local small companies here in Columbia, which I think is wise beyond wise. No need to fill positions if we've got companies here in town willing to do the work. That means if you've got landscaping that the city owes you, or fixing a leak in the middle of the night, whatever, we can outsource and hopefully actually be quick to deal with the issues, but also help small businesses in town. They're getting right now 1,200 calls a day in the city of Columbia. That is a lot. You know, a lot of them are taken care of. Some could be this about the same water leak or what have you, but they've got to figure out a better way of doing business. We all do, right? The city is not immune to that, but I applaud him for a couple of things. One, looking under the hood, because I don't think that has been done in a while. Two, being very candid and open that we have a problem, let's address it. So I appreciate the transparency there. Couple things he's going to focus on, and which highlights a lot. One, sorry, I got to put my glasses on to read it. Working on consolidating incubators. You know, we've got 2 or 3 incubators, little small incubators in town. That is actually the antithesis of what really works. Incubators are meant to be large collaborative spaces. And so trying to build a facility in town that will benefit everyone and not have a title to it, but it's just a large incubator, I think will be huge in town. He wants to finish some projects. I mean, I think the focus, instead of starting new projects, finish the work of what they've been thinking about doing for a while. Primarily Finley Park, working on the streets and sidewalks and beautification. Music to many ears, to many on this call. They're working with CSX and Norfolk Southern right now on quiet zones throughout the city, as well as railroad crossings, and hopefully finding some money that's available under infrastructure dollars. We've got more money coming in than we've ever had before. Can we now look at doing something with railroad crossings in the city, specifically on Assembly Street? There are 60 railroad crossings in the city of Columbia. 60. That is a lot. It's a liability issue. It's a business issue because you can't get goods and services around when the darn trains come through. We got to have the trains, but we can be a little bit more efficient with those. So was excited to hear a lot of the things that he's been working on the first 30 days. But I do think you're going to see more announcements coming for job opportunities. He gave a fingers crossed, we may be seeing some cranes in the air before too long. We've got one, but we can always use more. So those are the big ticket items from Daniel, but it was willing. I saw him, he came to the 8 o'clock meeting we had yesterday, and then I saw him around 7 o'clock last night, still working, still in the same suit and tie. So glad he's earning his keep around here, but I do appreciate him. All right, big weekend coming up. Good weekend for the girls basketball. They won again, broken record. Excited for next weekend, the 20th, game day, ESPN game day town on the 20th for the UT game, women's basketball. That is huge. It's the first time in 10 years that game day has been on the USC campus for women's basketball. So good for them. Go Dawn Staley. And big weekend, of course, with the Super Bowl. I'll get predictions from y'all, but remember, Super Bowl carrying is on Sunday, raising much awareness for hunger. So I appreciate all they do. All right. Couple of questions for y'all. What's going on with y'all and your individual businesses, but more importantly, who you got for the Super Bowl? I'm opening it up for you. Anyone?
Joe Burrow.
All right. You think they can pull it off? the Cinderella story would live. That's a great story.
Amen.
All right. Anybody else got a prediction?
That it's going to be the most epic halftime show ever.
Yeah, aren't there like 5, 6 groups performing? The 90s rock, I mean the 90s rap bands.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. Even if you're not a fan of the music, it's going to be so good. I just know it.
All right. I may have to get educated on the names of the bands.
Yeah, I have to get educated on the teams because I got to be honest, I'm here for the commercials and the halftime show.
We have the honesty there. I love it.
There's a game. I'll pick Cincinnati.
All right.
And also, did you catch in the news? I'm sure you did, the Bitcoin laundering scheme where somebody years ago stole 70 million worth and now it's worth 4.5 billion.
Yeah, that fascinating how they come back. And if you're smart enough to steal it, you could have been smart enough to hide the trail. But
You
whatever.
would think.
Yeah, Rusty, you left off the part where they're going to jail, right?
Well, yeah, they will be. Yes.
All right, what else is going on? Before I'm gonna
Carl?
turn yes.
I screened a bunch of the commercials that are going to be in Super Bowl, and I think there's a mood change that we're all going to like because the optimism is back, fun is back. I think the whole mood of the majority of commercials are positive. It's rather than this doom and gloom, it's looking ahead, and that's kind of cool.
That is great. Well, we need that after 2 years of a pandemic. Everybody's looking for a little bit of fun and levity. And so kudos to them. I look for, that is the best part, no doubt about it. And the game is secondary, but we all want to, again, it's not going to beat the playoffs that we had 3 weeks ago. So, there's no need to get jazzed up for a game that, well,
That's true.
we always have commercials. Leave there. All right. What else we got?
I think I'll throw a pitch right here. I do not have a mega business. I'm just a little business person. And I'm Jacqueline of Gee, Your Dog Smells Terrific. So I would encourage at least 6 of you that's on this call to visit my website. It's actually called Gee, Your Dog Smells Terrific. And I absolutely would love you to purchase at least one item. That would boost my economy and make me very happy. And once you use it, I'm certain you'll tell your friends. It's an all natural product. And it does a great job. If your pets are shedding, you have that old itchy skin and you're trying to figure it out, hey, give me a try. If nothing more, give me a call to see how you can make a referral. That's me right there.
And that's awesome. Well, put your stats in the chat box. Put your website in the chat box. All right, I'm trying to scroll as I go along. What else we got today?
Hey, Carl, Doug Meister here at the Tyson plant in Columbia.
Hello, Mr.
Bluff.
Meister. How you been?
Busy. We've got the first shift is up and going here, full throttle. We're probably looking at 60 days or less to start a second shift here. So things are going in the right direction. We got some pretty good applicant flow. Last week we had applicant flow of 74 team members who want to come to work here, and of that 74, 32 were referrals. So we started a referral bonus for team members here that would bring somebody to come to work for us. It's an exciting venture we've got going on here, doing ground beef for Sam's and Food Line. We've got 11 stores that we service in the Columbia area. So things going good. Just need to get you back out here so you can see the plant when it's actually running.
Well, I can't wait. Listen, Doug had me out last summer before they opened, and it's phenomenal. So the Tyson's plant was a rehab model. It closed. They gutted it, started over, brand new equipment, phenomenal investment into Columbia and Richland County. So thanks for joining us today, Doug. It's good to see you. And
Yep.
So if you're looking, good job. If you got folks that are looking for jobs, send them over Doug's way.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Anyone else got something? If not, I'm gonna flip it to Leanna. Leanna is so much fun, but she does a ton for us. One, she's hosting today, and I'm sitting in her comfy library, And before we started, we were talking about the history of the graduate, but more important, Leanna's our chair of our diplomats and is a great volunteer for us at the chamber. So Leanna, thanks for having me. You want to give a snippet of your hotel, but also talk about what you do as chair of the diplomats.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Leanna. I am the director of sales and marketing here at Graduate Columbia. Specs on the hotel were 119 rooms. I have about 3,500 square feet of meeting space. The favorite spot is right next to where Carl is. It's called the trophy room. You can get specialty coffees, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and most importantly, specialty craft cocktails. I know Richard's already hounded me for our recipe for the old fashioned. We have the best in town, and that's out of the words from the manager at Hall's Chop House. So yeah, we do all kinds of business here at the hotel, catering, overnights, groups, day events. But more importantly, we're really, really involved in the community. We love to, most recently we just did a blood drive here because we're in such crisis mode for blood right now. So always looking to connect with community members, see what we can do to give back. And part of that is my involvement with the chamber. So 6 years ago, I moved to this market, didn't know a soul. I lived in Lexington. And so I came downtown and I was like, how do I get involved? So I immediately, Amy Ali Mohammed, she was my first person I met in Columbia. At the time, fellow hotelier, but I said, let's do lunch. And I got involved as a diplomat. I said, let me just do this. It's the quickest way I know how to meet as many people as possible, because that's where I thrive. My mom will tell you, I never met a stranger. So jumped right in, joined the diplomat program. And then that same year won Diplomat of the Year. So it was really fun, and I was hooked after that. The following year, I was chair-elect alongside Bryant Davis, who I know is also on the call. So learned a lot from him. It was a weird year. 2020 happened. Touching Partners went a little bit, went kind of virtual. We shifted to more email than in person. But either way, it's just been so rewarding and just so fun. Like, who doesn't want to go to a partner engagement and see 100 of their closest friends? We went to the gala this year and it was like a reunion. I don't think I've hugged that many people in a long time. So as you can see, I'm in our family suite. So at the risk of making everyone dizzy, this is our family suite. So the living room, these are 2 twin beds that look like cockabooses. And in the other room, I won't shake you in there, but in the other room, we have games and a couch and our show-stopping Gamecock headboards that we're known for here. As part of the graduate collection, there's 34 hotels. We're all anchored by universities. So throughout the hotel, you'll see nods to the university and the town to which we're anchored. So if you travel through the hotel, and we are open to the public, you'll see nods to Columbia, but also to the University of South Carolina. So if I can ever do anything for you, please let me know. If I can ever do anything from a chamber standpoint to help your business, please reach out. I may not know how to do it, but I can find somebody who can. So thanks a lot. I dropped a virtual tour link in the chat if you guys want to virtually see the hotel. There's a lot to see.
And I'm, in fairness, I'm not going to show you, but I'm sitting in chairs with chicken heads on them.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a great place. So thanks for hosting today, and thanks for all you do for the chamber. We really, really appreciate it. All right, guys. It is also forgot to mention, gentlemen, it's Valentine's early next week. You've been warned, and don't forget. I usually do, but no excuse this year. So, all right. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we look forward to catching up next week with y'all. Stay safe. Get your vaccination boosters. Drive in the right lane. Anything else? All right. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks again, everybody. Enjoyed seeing y'all.
All right.
Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.